what is the conservative answer to this? What is the Republican Party's plan to address these people? These are the people that voted for Trump more than anybody expected. And now they're going to vote for Mamdani because Trump didn't answer their questions. But here's the Heartland Institute that sponsored the poll. These people are awesome. They were on the stoppingsocialism.com website, which is one of the preeminent think tanks going after socialism. Very close friends with Glenn Beck, Justin Haskins. We've had him on the show before. He's interviewed. I might do an interview covering this stuff to get his thoughts and feelings on it, but I just wanted to get it up there because it was today's story. We've been running it all week and I haven't been around. But because this is sponsored, you can go to rasmussenreports.com. You don't have to sign up to be a platinum member. You don't have to sign up to be a reader member. You should be able to find this story. You could find it by searching for socialism or under recent releases. And there's actually three of the stories. Whoopies, hold on. Three of the stories that we're going to look at. But if you scroll down here, it says full demographic breakdown. That's the crosstabs. So you should be able to go in there and download the Excel file without having to hit a paywall, is what I'm telling you. So you can look at these in more detail yourself because there's a lot of demographics we're not going into. You know what I mean? I have it broken down by your income, your dating status. Do you date people on apps in the last 12 months? Do you live with a partner, your friends? Do you have children at home? How important is your religion? There is a lot in here that you could cut the data by. And we're not going to look at all this at all. Like I have it by religion. This might be interesting to look at. Maybe we'll look at that. Urban, suburban, rural, Trump approval, like literally everything. So this is a very rich set of crosstabs. And I don't know what order these stories are in, so let's just go down here. So Trump approval, this is actually a pretty high approving Trump sample, 48% approve, 50% disapprove. Net -2 for under 40 voters is pretty strong. So this was like a good one for Trump. And it's just luck of the draw, you know what I mean? It's like central limit theorem and crap. It happens. 1,500 U.S. likely voters under 40. So this is just the kids. Who did you vote for? This is a recalled vote. It's a Harris +6 sample, which is about what it was of the under 40 voters. So the party breakdown doesn't really matter as much. We've taken this group of 40 voters. We've forced them to match the 2024 election of under 40 voters. All right. Excuse the formatting, but significant advancements have been made in the fields of artificial intelligence and data collection, causing some to suggest AI could take a more influential role in society. Many Americans are unhappy with the effectiveness of federal and state government officials, agencies, and politicians. If AI continues to improve, would you support a proposal to take power away from most human lawmakers and instead give an advanced AI system the authority to control the majority of public policy decisions? This means put the Matrix in charge of America. And, you know, we let him into it. You have to give him some context. And you might agree or disagree whether this is a push question or not. But the whole point is we show you the whole question so you can replicate it, right? And 41% support it and only 49% oppose it. But if you look at the age, the under 30s support it by a majority, 53%, 25 to 29. Well, 48% of plurality of the 24 and unders. Only 37% of the 25 to 29s oppose. Like, so the Zoomers are like, yeah, like half of them say give power to an AI, 40% oppose it. Like, and there's not really a party or race signal. Actually, no, Hispanics overwhelmingly support this. Under 40 Hispanics are like, please let the machines take over. 55% of conservatives, but only 28% of liberals. So this is the conservative movement. It isn't free market capitalism and individual liberty. The under 40 conservatives are like, no, government doesn't work. Please, Mecha Hitler. Please, AI Caesar. Take over the country. Only 40% of them oppose that. Wait, 55 to 40. 55 to 40. Only 27% of conservatives strongly. This is why the Republicans in DC are going to fail. because they're still using Heritage Foundation, granddaddy libertarian conservatism with social conservative aspects. It's just not going to work. They don't care at all. They want the machines to take over. What do we have? Should we look at? Wow, there's a really big dating signal. If you've dated somebody on a dating app in the last 12 months, you want the AI to take over by a strong majority. You see what I mean? Like, these are really rich. This is why you go digging in the crosstabs. Is there a religious signal? There is a religious signal. People who say religion's very important to them are overwhelmingly more likely to say that they want an AI to take over government than people who say not at all important. Like, what is this? Half of evangelical Christians, 56% of Protestants, but the atheists don't. The atheists don't want an AI to take over the government. The evangelical Christians do. Oh my God. I'm going to tweet that. Like, I can't even. I've seen a lot of this for the first time. Many Americans are dissatisfied with the U.S. Constitution and the Supreme Court. If the AI continues to improve, would you support a proposal to revise the Constitution so an advanced AI system has the authority to determine the rights that belong to individuals and families, including rights related to speech, religious practices, government authority, and property? And 36% support, but a higher number, what is that? 56% oppose. That's good. That's better. And there's less of an age signal, but it's still more of a young thing. And you still get half of conservatives who are like, please give the AI black robes and give them power over my religious freedom. This is not conservatism. These people call themselves conservatives and they literally want Mecha Hitler. I can't even. It's how are they going to win? They are upset, just like Asmongold said, that Donald Trump is not the dictator that they hoped he would be. Military conflicts continue to rage around the world, including in Ukraine. If AI continues to improve, would you support a proposal to give an advanced AI system the authority to control all of the world's largest militaries? Remember that movie War Games? What was that? Matthew Broderick? That's this. This is literally creating Skynet with the express purposes of reducing the number of people who die from war. So if you gave Skynet the directive that it needs to reduce the number of people who die from war, ostensibly giving Skynet the ability to launch nuclear weapons to first strike hostile regimes, maybe, right? Like, that's probably on the table. 35% to 56%. And now it's flat across age, but it's 49% of conservatives. 45% say no. A plurality of conservatives want Skynet to run the world's military. Like, do you think that your economic future and personal happiness level will be better or worse than your parents, or will it be about the same? So I don't know why we threw this one in here, but 44% say worse, only 24% say better. And the bleak thing here is that the millennials are hardest hit in the 30 to 34. These people are should be married by now, should be working on their first kid if they don't have one already. 49% of them say their life and personal happiness and economic future will be worse than their parents. Only 21% say better. This is very, very, very bleak. And the moderates and liberals are the people who say worse. They're pursuing different things, obviously, in their lives. That's an interesting signal as well. I don't know if this is about their actual experiences and the way they live life, or it's about a symbol of a signal of optimism. I'm not sure. But let's go to the other two quick, and then I'll hit some chat. Same thing. This is the same poll. It was just split up into 3 different chunks. Same recalled vote, geared to the same thing. The next presidential election is 2028. Would you like to see a Democrat socialist candidate win the 2028 presidential election? We asked this again. We did it in September, and it was a little bit higher, but right now it's 51% to 32%. So again, the Republicans are saying, well, socialism will never win, but people under 40 say, yeah, I'll vote for a socialist. 51 to 32, pretty high not sure number, more women than men. definitely more younger voters, 18 to 24s. And some of them will probably age out of it, but these people vote. And a lot of Black and Hispanic under 40 voters, most of them. And 82% of Democrats under 40 want a Democrat socialist. How did Mamdani win? This is how Mamdani won. But 24% of Republicans and only 65% of Republicans say no. And look at the conservative number. They're split. 42% say yes, 49% say no. What does conservative even mean to these people? If the self-ID'd conservatives under 40 would elect a Democrat socialist. I think the Trump numbers were like 65 to 25 roughly too. I mean, it's the same thing. We ask questions about why they're socialist, and people say their parents influence them most, followed by online videos or podcasts. And I don't think there was much of a signal here. Look, yeah, it's pretty much the same thing, Democrats and Republicans. But these are just the ones that said that they would support a Democratic socialist. We asked them a bunch of questions like, were your parents favorable to Democrat socialism or not, to the best of your recollection? A majority say yes. What about the professors at the colleges that you went to? Majority say yes, 52%, but less than their parents. So their parents are like a force for indoctrinating them into the leftist worldview. If you attend church, how does the church you attend portray democratic socialism? Well, this is interesting. 28% don't attend church, but if you remove the don't attend churches and the not sures, it looks like it would be a plurality who say favorable. And we could get into the religion numbers, but I'll leave that as a homework assignment if you're interested. The Democrats, however, this is interesting. The Democrats attend churches that have a favorable view of socialism. The Republicans are less likely. And this reinforces, in my opinion, all of the religion polling that shows that people pick a church to conform to their worldview, and they don't actually conform their worldview to their religion. I think the evangelicals do more than other people. And then finally, this one, where we actually ask about Zoran Mamdani. Has the cost of housing in America reached a crisis level? 74% say yes, 17% say no. That's a big number. That's bigger than grocery prices. This is what it's about. Look at the millennials, 75% yes, 81% yes, all races, all parties, 66% of Republicans, and that's just COPE, 82% of Democrats, conservatives, everybody thinks housing is a crisis. Zoran Mamdani, a Democrat socialist, is currently the front runner to win New York's next mayoral race. This was taken right before the election. Do you have a favorable or an unfavorable impression of him? 52% favorable, only 24% unfavorable. Dude's like almost plus 30. And pretty much flat across age, race, and gender. 40% favorable among Republicans, 40% unfavorable. Mamdani is net plus 0 among Republicans, under 40. Conservatives, 49 to 35. They do not know what the word means. They don't care. These people are not ideological. Look at how obviously the liberals, like in most, 68%, but 49% of conservatives. They're like barely 20 points apart. It's wild. Mamdani's policy platform includes a proposal to create government-owned grocery stores to help reduce the rising cost of food. Support or oppose? 58% support, 30 oppose. Under 40 voters are almost 2 to 1 on government-owned grocery stores, including, what is that? 46% of Republicans support it, and 53% of conservatives. You see a trend here. You see a trend. You're not reaching these people with free market capitalism. You are not. They do not care. Like, what is the conservative answer to this? What is the Republican Party's plan to address these people? These are the people that voted for Trump more than anybody expected. And now they're going to vote for Mamdani because Trump didn't answer their questions. They aren't going to buy the patience. Give us more time. These are big problems. They need to see drastic action. These people are at the end of their rope. Mamdani's policy platform includes a proposal to freeze rent in many of the city's apartments and to build 200,000 new rent-regulated apartments, Would you support or oppose in Congress a law to expand Mamdani's plan nationwide? 62%. Only 26% against. More than 2-1. And you guessed it, half of Republicans. Low-income housing and nationwide rent freezes. Half of Republicans, 56% of conservatives. I mean, we can get into this. Are you more likely to vote for Democrat or Republican? Democrats, 46, Republican, 31. Would you vote for a Republican if they were the best one to offer a plan to reduce the cost of housing? 42%, 45% Democrats. So Democrats have a little bit more of an edge, but these people are willing to consider the other side, but they are socialists. Even the ones who are Republicans and conservatives. They're willing to look at the Republican Party. They are not committed to a party. They are not committed to an ideology. They just want their problem solved yesterday. And the Republican Party isn't even on Twitter, and it's still using the same platform it had like 20 years ago. They were literally I went to the RNC, and in the half hour I was there, the only election they referred to was like the 2012 election. Oh, we were back at the 2012 baselines.